What's going on out there, kettlebellers? I want to take a minute to talk to you guys about life as practice. Everything we do in life is practice. We're practicing, practicing, practicing. You know, every time you go to bed at 10 o'clock, it's practice. So your body gets used to going to bed at 10 o'clock. You get up at 6 a.m., it's practice for getting up at 6 a.m. So your body's conditioned to it. When you train with kettlebells, when you practice the overhead press, you're practicing to get good at it. What I want to talk about too is making the transition to going vegan and convincing other people to do the same. When you first start that transition, it's practice. You're practicing cooking new foods, maybe the same foods just prepared differently. You're practicing making better food choices. It's always practice. It's always practice because every time you do it, you're trying to accomplish the same thing, but you're practicing it. You want to get better at what you're doing. You can accomplish anything if you practice enough. And the same goes for when you're talking to people about going vegan. If you're trying to convince them of particular arguments for why they should go vegan, whatever arguments you choose to go with, it's practice. You're not going to, it's not a live or die, life or death event when you are talking to these people. Every time you talk to someone, you're practicing, you're developing a skill, and you're trying to get better at executing it. So keep that in mind every time you talk to somebody. You know, you could talk to 10, 15, 20 people and you might not convince any of them. But when you talk to that 16th person and it clicks, you have that practice of the 15 prior people. And now you're conditioned to it. You've practiced it enough that you've convinced somebody. Okay. Well, then when you talk to the 17th person, you have practiced on 16 prior people and you have that much more experience. So don't evaluate your success with anything you do, whether it's exercise, whether it's nutrition, or whether it's advocating veganism. Do not let your performance in a single exhibition dictate your overall performance, your overall success, your overall effectiveness, because it's just another outing for practice. So if you approach everything you do in life as practice, when it comes time to actually perform for a serious event, whatever it is, whether it's a new test or competition that you've entered, or you're talking to, maybe it's your parents for the first time about you going vegan, talking to them, that it's really important to you. Keep in mind that everything you've done prior to is practice. And even if you don't succeed in this particular exhibition that you have put so much pressure on yourself to do well with, it is still practice for something more because it's another experience that you can add to your life, to your resume, to your repertoire, if you will. Everything you do is practice. Life as practice. So don't beat yourself up the next time you don't succeed at something. It's just practice. It's just practice. You can figure out what it was that caused you to fail, and you get back up on that wagon. You know, you switched to a vegan diet, and then you failed. After 3 weeks doing it, oh, I slipped up. I had some eggs. I'm just going to keep eating eggs. No. So what? You made a mistake. Go back. You're practicing. Okay, so that was not a successful practice session. Next time you make food, you have a successful practice session. And the more you condition yourself to do these things, the better you're going to be at them. So keep that in mind. Life as practice. Let me know what you think. What are your thoughts? What do you like to practice? What can you do in your life that you can treat as practice so you get better at it or develop a better understanding of it? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you think. If you have questions, comments, or concerns, drop them down. If there's something else you want me to talk about, let me know. Thanks for checking in, and we'll see you next time.